Guess what just came in the mail? It's Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter. So I finished this book now. Yeah, that happened. I finished it last night. It took me maybe 5 hours to read the whole thing, which is pretty good going for me. All in all, I really enjoyed it. I don't know, I'm not super excited about it like I was the other Harry Potter books, but it's still really good. I love the story, I love the characters. It literally just starts off exactly where the epilogue of book 7 finishes. 19 years after the Battle of Hogwarts, on platform 9 3/4, as Harry and Ginny's son, Albus Severus, is about to get on the Hogwarts Express and go to Hogwarts. It's really, I don't know, I love it, but I'm not enthusiastic about it. I don't know how best to describe it other than that. I mean, the story is great, the characters are great. It just lacks the pizzazz, I'm going to use that word. I can't think of a better word. It lacks the, just, what makes Harry Potter great. And I can't put my finger on what it is, it's just, it has the individual elements, it has the world building, it has the characters, it has new characters, it has old favourites. Like, it's really good, but it just lacks something. And it's not that it's written in a play form, and it's not that it's like fan fiction. Those are two of the complaints that I saw quite a bit. I didn't watch any reviews before doing this, but I did, after reading it, I did read some of the ones on Goodreads, and those were the two main points I found amongst quite a few of the comments, that it was written as a play and that it was fan fiction. While I agree this book is pure fluff, it's just, it helps with the need for more Harry Potter in your life. It's not like a groundbreaking story, and it isn't, while it is technically a continuation of the other books, and it says right on the back that this is the 8th story in the Harry Potter series, I can't view it as such. It's like a separate thing in my mind. The Harry Potter books are here, and then this is like over here. It's good, but not Harry Potter. It is Harry Potter. I don't know how to explain this. I'm going to address the other point I mentioned, that it's a play. A lot of people feel like it should be seen on stage, which is very true. That's how plays are written. But for me, one of my favourite books, other than Harry Potter, is Romeo and Juliet, which, as I'm sure most people know, is a play by William Shakespeare. So for me, reading plays is not that out of the ordinary. I had to read a lot for school and a lot for college, so reading a play is just, I guess, normal-ish to me. So the fact that it's a play did not hinder or change my view at all of what I was reading. However, the fan fiction argument, I do understand. It's, while I would not call it fan fiction, I would call it fluff. It's a great story and it has depth, but it's not like the other Harry Potter stories. It's, I think I described it on my review online, it's like the best friend that you've had for like 10 or 15 years as a child, and then they move to Australia, and 10 years later you get a letter from them explaining how their life is now and what they're up to. It kind of feels like the letter from the best friend. It's great, and it doesn't have any effect on the memories that you had with your friend, and it's good to know what they're up to now, but it doesn't add to, and in the same way it doesn't add to those memories or anything. It's just, it's its own thing, and it's nice and it's great, and it's, I don't know, it's just not, it's not the same. And I was very, very apprehensive to read this to begin with. It took me just over a week after it came out, because it came out on the 30th, 31st of July? 31st, I believe. But I didn't pick up until yesterday, the 8th of August, so that was like a full week. But my friend read it, and she's like, dude, we have to talk about it. We have to read it. So I ordered it and I read it. I knew I was going to read it, I was just putting it off a bit because I was a bit apprehensive because, like many people, I love Harry Potter. I grew up with Harry Potter, and this definitely fulfilled the need that I had for more of the Harry Potter world. And I loved reading it. I was hooked. I picked it up. I didn't put it down until I'd finished, but it's just not quite the Harry Potter that I loved. It's still amazing, and if there's any more stories, of course, without a doubt, I'm going to pick them up and read them. And I gave it 5 stars, and it is a 5-star book. But when you add it to Harry Potter, the other 7 books, it's just not quite up there. But it is still a 5-star book. I'm not sure that makes sense. It's amazing, it's just not quite up to the other Harry Potter book standards. Anyway, if you're a Harry Potter fan, I would definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun to read. It's great to see what the characters are up to now, and it's so good. Although, I must say, in the lacking, like the other Harry Potter books, it lacks, I sort of guessed the ending, like one of the major things that happens, really close to the beginning. I'm not going to spoil anything, but a character is introduced, and then maybe like 10 pages after that, I was like, okay, I guess what's happening. And I have a iMessage conversation with my friend who was like, dude, you have to read it. And I was like, this is this, right? She was like, I'm not going to say yes or no. I was like, I'm pretty sure it is. And then at the very near to the end, it was revealed. I was like, I knew it! I knew it! So it's very obvious, but that's one of the things that it lacks, I guess. The getting there isn't obvious in any way, shape and form, but the fact, well, I guess it is sort of obvious. I don't know, it's just not quite the Harry Potter I loved growing up. But on its own, if you just see it as like a cousin or your best friend you haven't talked to for 10 years, it is a good book. And it is a good Harry Potter book. Yeah, so any Harry Potter fans, I would encourage you to read it. Even non-Harry Potter fans, you might enjoy it. Although I guess you wouldn't, if you hadn't read anything else, you wouldn't know half of what's going on, because there's a lot of tie-ins, obviously, to the other 7 books. But yes, it's a very good book, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who loves Harry Potter. Okay, that's it from me and from my yellow friend, although just look at the cover. I must say, this is one of the things that I love most, is the cover. I like the whole, like, different yellows and oranges and stuff. And I quite like the, like, snitch made out of, like, I don't know, branches and stuff. Then the little boy. It's very symbolistic? Symbolic is the word I was looking for. Yeah, after reading it, like before I read it, I was like, that's a weird cover. But now that I've read it, I'm like, actually, yeah, I like it. Like, I always liked the colour, but like this bit was a bit weird to me. But yeah, now I've read it, I'm like, okay, I can get that. I can get with that. Anyway, yes, so that is all from me, and I will see you next time. Bye!